Welcome to Reparenting Daily, your free daily guide for inner child healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is the daily reading, the second is a discussion of the reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is peaceful binaural beats meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you could join us on this journey of self-expansion. If this is your first time here, welcome. As a celebration of passing episode 700, I've opened a free membership tier for the Patreon community so you can access additional resources and join the weekly Zoom calls for free. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now and that so many people are really struggling. My hope here is to still encourage others to continue the work on reparenting and to offer a free community where people can come together and do that. I'd also like to thank all of you who've been along on the journey so far. Just as a reminder, this is a free podcast, but you can support the project by purchasing the Reparenting Daily Journal, where you can follow us along all year. This 333-page journal gives you extra insight and resources for each week, and also provides space for you to keep your notes. Another way to support the podcast is to purchase the Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, volumes 1 through 3. This collection organizes famous and obscure fairy tales from around the world into the 3 phases of the hero's journey. While you might think that fairy tales are for kids, I'd like to challenge you. These stories contain profound truths and lessons carried down over millennia that we can use in our reparenting journey. It's a fun way to reconnect with your inner child. Each volume comprises 10 fairy tales. They include an analysis section to help you dive deeper into the message, as well as journal prompts and space to reflect on the story's meaning in your life. Lastly, you can also support the project by taking a paid Patreon subscription, by purchasing the books on the website, or by donating via Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all this information on the Support Us section of the website. So now, with these announcements out of the way, let's dive into today's practice. Today we're going to be continuing with the same blog from yesterday, The Psychology of Routine. Just as a reminder, we are in April, and the theme for this month is developing structure and discipline. We're in week 1, and the theme for this week is the importance of structure. We're going to be picking off from the section, What Routine Actually Does for the Mind. Psychologically, routines are not passive behaviors. They are active structures that shape how we feel, think, and function. At their core, routines are repeated, predictable actions that reduce the number of decisions a person must make throughout the day. This reduction is not a constraint on freedom, but a preservation of cognitive resources. Every decision carries a cost. The mind tires under the weight of constant choice. Routine then becomes a form of mental conservation. One of the most well-established concepts in cognitive psychology is decision fatigue. The more choices a person must take over time, the more their ability to make high-quality decisions deteriorates. Even seemingly small tasks, what to wear, what to eat, when to exercise, can accumulate and lead to overwhelm. Routine elevates this burden by automating behaviors, allowing the mind to function with less friction. This aligns closely with Daniel Kahneman's dual process theory, which distinguishes between 2 modes of thinking. Systems 1, which is fast, automatic, and low effort, and System 2, which is slow, deliberate, and energy intensive. Routine behaviors largely operate within System 1. While allowing basic tasks to run on cognitive autopilot, the mind preserves System 2 bandwidth for moments that genuinely require thoughtfulness, creativity, or problem solving. In this way, routine is not a surrender of intellect, it's a strategy for deploying it wisely. Research on habit formation supports this view. Psychologists such as Wendy Wood have shown that the vast majority of daily behaviors are habitual, not driven by intention or reflection, but by environmental cues and learned associations. While the popular imagination tends to dismiss habits as mechanical or mindless, the perspective overlooks the function of their role. Habits provide stability in a complex world. They allow us to act effectively without constantly reinventing the wheel. Yes, there is a difference between passive habit and intentional routine. Passive habits are formed without conscious direction and often persist without scrutiny. Intentional routines, by contrast, are designed. They reflect values, priorities, and psychological needs. The person who chooses to begin with each day with a set morning routine is not simply repeating a pattern. They are creating a structure, a scaffold that holds their life together. That structure supports mood regulation, self-efficacy, and predictability. In many cases, it also enhances performance. Athletes, writers, high-functioning professionals often speak of routine not as a limitation, but as a non-negotiable part of their success. They train or write or focus at the same time each day, not out of compulsion, but because regularity supports flow states and concentration. What appears repetitive from the outside from within feel what appears repetitive from the outside may, from within, feel purposeful and enlivening. Routines, far from dulling the senses, can heighten them by minimizing external chaos. Freudian slip there. In times of crisis, routine have been shown to serve as a protective function. After natural disasters, wars, or pandemics, people often recreate basic routines as a way to feel grounded. Making coffee at the same time each day, maintaining work or hygiene rituals, or even tidying a room can become simple acts of psychological resiliency. They restore a sense of agency in environments where control has been lost. This is not trivial, it's foundational to recovery. To frame routine as boring or lifeless is to misunderstand its role. Routine is not the opposite of creativity. It is a condition under which creativity can take root. It is not the enemy of autonomy. It is what allows autonomy to be sustained without collapse. The mind needs rhythm. It needs predictability. These are not signs of limitation. They are signs of intelligent adaptation to a complex and overstimulating world. Thank you. And that's the reading for today. Welcome back. This reading makes something very clear. Routine is not about discipline for the sake of it. It's about protecting your mental energy. Every decision you make throughout the day drains your cognitive resources. Without structure, you're constantly deciding, adjusting, reacting. That leads to decision fatigue, which quietly lowers the quality of your thinking, your focus, your choices, your life. Routine removes that burden, at least part of it. It automates the basics, so your mind is free to focus on what actually matters. The distinction here between passive habits and intentional routines is crucial. Most people run on habits they don't consciously choose. Scrolling, procrastinating, reacting to external demands. Yeah, that's not structure. That's drifting or spiraling. Intentional routines, on the other hand, are designed intentionally. They reflect who you want to be and how you want to function. When you build routines deliberately, you're not restricting yourself. You're creating a system that supports your goals, your mood, and your stability. The most powerful idea here is that routine enables higher level thinking. By letting simple actions run on autopilot, system 1, you preserve your deeper thinking, system 2, for creativity and problem solving. That's why high performers rely on structure. It's not because they lack freedom, it's because they understand how the mind works. Routine is not boring, it's efficient, it's effective. And in a world full of loud noise and distractions, it's powerful. As we go into the journal prompts for today, number 1, what small repetitive decisions in my daily life are draining my mental energy? And how can I turn them into positive routines? Number 2, which of my current habits are unintentional or reactive? And how can I redesign them into intentional routines? And number 3, what is one area of my life where I need more mental clarity? And how could structure help me create it? That's it for today. So as always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself and please do be well. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please find a place where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for the next 10 minutes. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you most comfortable today. Just take some time to listen to yourself. Next, be sure that you're taking time to be with your breath and to connect more fully with your body. Don't be disturbed or overwhelmed by your thoughts. Simply allow them to pass. Just observe them. Do not engage with your thoughts. Only be mindful of them passing, as if they are leaves drifting down top river. Use this time to connect with yourself, whatever time of day you are listening to this. Namaste.